Right, students. Okay, so I had to do this session again. Reason being, Buddha, there was an audio issue. Ne? I did the entire session, but had an audio issue. But it's okay. Uh, okay, so no worries if I'm doing it again because some students requested that they have to complete this session. They need to complete this. So let me do this again. No worries. Hurry. Right, Sudha. So last session, I taught you all like what is the meaning of this bank reconciliation statement, right? So you all understood this bank reconciliation statement is all about like when our accountant records all the transaction with related to a bank account, okay, current account, bank current account. Why we call current account? It is dealing using checks. So our accountant records in the prime entry book, which is also a ledger account called bank account. What would the bank do? They would also record it in the bank statement. When we add, we call it as debit. When we minus, we call it as credit in our bank account. In the bank statement, Putta, when they add, they will call it as credit, and when they minus, they call it as debit. Reason being, for us, addition means it's our asset, so we call debit. For the bank, addition means it's their liability, so they say credit, right? Okay, so last session, if you haven't watched the last session, please do watch. I have explained you all what is this BRS. So when the bank account balance prepared by our accountant and the bank statement balance prepared by the bank, which records the same transactions for a month, normally the period is 1 month, the final balance or end balance should be same. Eh? If it is not same, Buddha, it is due to some omissions from our side. So you can see the screen, right? Right? So you can see omissions, right? From our side, we wouldn't have added direct deposit income collections. We wouldn't have minus some standing order payments, checkbook charges, bank charges, right? And then I will explain you what is that dishonoring of check. Then, Buddha, what is this? Bank would have normally missed these two types of checks, which is known as unpresented checks and unrealized checks. So, what is an unpresented check? When we issue a check, Buddha, on the date we issue, our accountant would credit in our bank account. It can be minus, they would minus it. But when would the bank minus, only when the person we issued a check, when he presents the check, he has to go and present the check to the bank to obtain payment. No. On that day only, the bank would minus. No. So just assume if that person had not yet presented the check for payment as of the end of the month, our accountant would have minus, but the bank wouldn't have still minus. So that's the reason for another difference, right? And what is unrealized check with them? When we receive a check from one of our customer or a person who should provide us money, when we deposit the check, our accountant would be adding the check, right? But however, Putta, the bank will only realize it as a deposit. They will add that amount on the date of the what check. That means the date mentioned on the check, right? Okay, so if that date is not yet arrived, the bank wouldn't be at that check, so we call it as unrealized check. So let me explain you all here a simple scenario to understand that dishonoring part. So guys, everyone, let us take a check like this. Okay, let's assume and then this is a check, right? Right. So in this check, Putta, now today's date, today is, we'll say, February 26. So we are receiving a check like this on March 3rd, right? The amount is, we'll say, 10,000 rupees. So we can deposit that check today, right? We can deposit the check today. So when we deposit the check with our accountant, what should our accountant do? They will record in bank account as debit. However, Putta, however, the bank would add the check on March 3rd, no? So end of February, when the bank sends us the statement, they wouldn't have added this balance. This check is known as unrealized check. So same like assume this is a check that we issued, that we had issued. So we had issued this 10,000 check means our accountant would have credited minus in bank account. But however, Puta, like okay, when will the bank minus? Only if this person goes and present the check to the bank. No? So end of this month, the person has not yet presented the payment. Obviously, the date is in future, so he wouldn't have presented. Then the bank wouldn't have minus the check. We call unpresented check. Then let me explain you what is this dishonoring of a check. In Sri Lanka, Puta, dishonoring එක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කියන්නේ they will say check is returned, check එක bounce වෙලා, check එක ඇවිල්ලා cancel වෙලා, no? They would use such terms. Actually, what is meant by the dishonoring of a check means the check is rejected by the bank due to various reasons, right? Main reason in Sri Lanka is Buddha, there is not enough balance to pay, so they reject the check, right? Okay, without accepting. Other reasons could be like, okay, in business studies you would have learned. Other reasons would be like, the signature is not right. We'll say the writing is not like clear enough for the bank, or there is a mistake in the date, or else the amount in numbers and the values does not match. So there might be many reasons. So let me just say another reason here that we haven't minus this, a check that we had deposited but dishonored by the bank. For instance, Puta, when we receive a check and we deposit, what would our accountant do? Would add the check, debit. So the bank would accept the check, but they will not add until the date of realization. Just assume that the date is like within this month itself. But however, due to some reasons, the bank has cancelled the check. So the bank wouldn't have added that check, and bank will not add the check. No. So when we receive the bank statement, we understand the bank would have mentioned that okay, we have cancelled the check. Puta. So then bank has minus cancelled, we haven't minus. So we have not minus, we call that check as deposited and dishonored. So we haven't minus the check. Same thing, it could be for an issued check dishonored, but in O level they mainly would target about deposited and dishonored check. So as a summary, what is this bank reconciliation statement? It's a statement that is prepared when the bank account balance prepared by the business's accountant does not agree with the bank statement balance which is prepared and sent by the business's bank. At the end of the period, both those balances should be same. Reason, because both record the same transactions related to the relevant bank account. However, there are some transactions omitted by the business, and there are two types of checks where the bank will normally not record. So we have to prepare bank reconciliation statement pointing these differences. However, to prepare this bank reconciliation statement, there are two steps involved. As an accountant, you all know that our main objective is providing information to stakeholders. So if our bank account balance is incorrect, before we even compare and say these are all the differences, we have to compare and first of all correct our balance. For that only you would have learned at school. I had taught theory way back. We have completed the syllabus way earlier with all those papers. So as step number 1, Puta, we are going to compare with the bank statement and we are going to correct our balance. What is meant by correcting the our balance? Correcting the bank account or our balance means recording the transactions, Puta, that we haven't recorded. For example, you can see we would have missed a direct deposit, we would have missed an income collection, we would have missed recording standing order payment, or we would have missed recording what? A checkbook charge or a bank charge or a dishonoring of a deposited check. Like after that only we go to something called BRS. So let me explain you all using this a small example here. So if you see, Puta, if you see the screen, you can see right? You have the bank account balance top bank statement balance, right? Okay, so if you notice, Puta, the bank account balance our accountant has prepared is 39,000, right? However, the bank statement balance sent by the bank is 45,700. Can I get a reply that whether Putha, like, are you all okay right now? Whether is it clear? Let me check with the live chat option, right? If not, again, if the audio is not clear, I have to redo. Audio is clear, right? Right. So, guys, right, okay. Good answer. Like, however, please watch the record. Watch it. Once it is been live streamed, it will be available for you all to view, so you all can watch it. So, let us prepare. So, this is a bank account and a bank statement given. So, as our step number one, Putha, we have to adjust our bank account. What is meant by adjusting or correcting our bank account? We have to record all omissions that we had done by comparing the bank statement, as well as if we have done any errors. But I don't think in O level they will mainly focus on error part. In A level only they normally focus. So let us take this sum as an example, Putha. Let us take this sum example and let us prepare as step number one, okay, the adjusted or the corrected bank account. So how to prepare this, if you notice, right? So we are going to do a comparison. So the first thing that they have given is the opening balance. No. So look at this. The opening balance is 40 according to the bank. According to us also it is 40. Normally if the opening balance is not same, you don't want to worry about that also. In O level it's not going to be a main thing. They normally give the same opening balance, but Putha, normally you don't want to worry about that, because this month's opening is last month's closing. They would have prepared a BRS for that. But in O level they won't target, so like they won't go for much complex questions. So now let us compare. So Putha, you all know what is bank statement credit plus, for us debit is plus, bank statement debit minus, for us credit is minus. So let's compare whether we have added everything the bank has added. So debit check, Putha, the bank has minus 8,000. We also have minus 8,000. So I'm going to use a green highlighter here. Okay, here look. So it is not a reason for difference. No. We also have minus. So we have issued a check and David has presented the check. That's the reason it is not going to be a difference. If you see there's a cash deposit, obviously cash deposit no one can miss, because cash deposit means that we have deposited cash to the bank. So we would have added, bank also had added. Is it clear? Next, Putha, there is a deposit called summary. So when you see deposit summary 5,000, bank has added and we have not added, no Putha. So we haven't added and the bank has added, means what is the possible reason? It's a direct deposit. So we have not added means that 39,000 balance is incorrect. So I'm going to highlight that in red. So red means it is not available in what, Puthe? In the bank account. So when you are preparing this adjusted bank or adjusted or corrected bank account, understand the meaning. What balance are we going to adjust? This 39,000. Why? Because this 39,000 have omitted certain things. Now in this case it has not recorded that 5,000, not added the 5,000. So we start the adjusted bank account as balance as per bank account 39,000, and Putha, we have to add that direct deposit. Okay, so addition means you all know debit and here minus credit, direct deposit 5,000. Okay, so look, we just recorded the item that we haven't added. Right, next Putha, the 5,000 Keels check. So you know very well that Keels check, the bank has minus, we also have minus. It is a presented check. Next, there is something called summon 6,000, bank has added, we also have added 6,000, right? After that, if you notice, right? After that, if you notice, the bank charges is there and the standing order insurance payment is there, as well as checkbook charges is there. All these three, if you notice, the bank has minus. One is bank charges, standing order payment, checkbook charges, where everything are like omitted in our bank account. Look, we haven't recorded that, so you know that we have not minus those things. Only the bank has minus. So what should we do? We should minus those three things. So let's try minus here. What is it? The bank charges, okay, the bank charges of 200, the standing order payment of rupees 2000, and then put a checkbook charge again, right? Checkbook charge of 100. So look, we have simply adjusted our bank account balance. What is it? According to us, it was 39. Because we missed the 4 items which is in red highlight, okay, now we have adjusted those things. Now let us calculate what is the correct or adjusted bank account balance. Okay, so 39 plus 5, it gives me 44,000. I have to minus 2,300, 41,700 carried down and brought down 41,700. Now this balance is known as the correct balance, right? So, or the adjusted balance. Let me say y'all one more thing. Now when I started preparing this adjusted bank account balance, I recorded the balance as per bank account in the debit side, no Puta, because we had a debit side. So some of y'all might think, sir, it's debit, no, it's asset, no. Yes, Puta, bank account balance is our balance in the bank, which is asset. However, there is a facility called bank overdraft facility, right? The bank overdraft facility, which means the bank allows us to make payments even though there is insufficient balance. For instance, if I have only 1,000 in my bank account, Buddha, and I have to pay 1,800 for one of the supplies, just assume, I can get the permission from the bank to make that payment. Bank would allow, based on my financial credibility, the bank will allow. So now just assume, having 1,000, I am issuing a check for 1,008, bank pays the 1,008. Now my balance in the bank might be a minus 800, which means a credit balance in bank account. So there can be questions that says the bank account balance has a credit balance which is minus. Bank statement credit balance kyanne plus because for the bank credit kyanne plus, apita debit kyanne plus. Okay. So in this question we have prepared the adjusted bank account. Now the step number 2 only, we have to prepare bank reconciliation statement. Now I know that some of y'all might be knowing the format, puta may balance ke he danne, but just think, what was bank reconciliation statement? Bank reconciliation statement was puta, you prepare when the bank account balance and the bank statement balance did not agree. So now those two balance did not agree. What are you going to do? You are going to find the difference. But however, we had a problem of between this 39,000, we had a problem of this 39,000 and 45,700. But now we don't have an issue between these two. No. Now the 39 is corrected to 41,700. So now our problem is what, Buddha? The correct balance, which is 41,700, is not agreeing with 45,700. Understood? No? The bank account balance that we prepared was 39. The bank statement shows 45,700. So we had an issue between those two. Now we don't have issue between those two, because we corrected our balance and we are saying, okay, our balance is 41,700, but the bank balance is 45,700. There is a 4,000 difference. So what could be the other reasons why it is not same? We corrected, no. So the other reasons are unpresented and unrealized check, and there could be bank errors, but O level I don't think they are going to check that, right? Okay, so that's why for the second step we prepare bank reconciliation statement, and we have a problem between our correct balance and the bank statement balance. No, that's why we write like this: balance as per adjusted bank account, our balance 41,700, balance as a bank statement, you know, if you do this sum, you will get here 45,700. So this is not the answer, guys. Some students think මේක තමයි උත්තරේ කියලා. No. That is the balance as per bank statement. So what could be the difference between these two, Buddha? It could be unpresented checks and it could be why we add unpresented and minus unrealized with our mathematics. I hope I have taught you all in theory, right? If anyone wants exact meanings, have I deep but very complex questions we teach everything. So if you have any issues, you can see the number on the screen, message Danda, join the community and get benefited from these sessions, right? So let's see what are the unpresented checks and unrealized checks. So what is unpresented checks? Did you all notice 4 greens in bank statement, Puta, is 4, we have the same 4 greens in bank account. We have added whatever they have added, we have minus whatever they have minus. The reds in the bank statement is whatever the bank has added and minus, we have omitted. That's why we wrote that in adjusted bank account. So what are those remaining things in the bank account where we haven't marked, Puta? මෙන්න මේ ටික මොකද්ද? කුමාර, why it is not been highlighted in green? We have added, bank has not added, unrealized check. Okay, then what is this? Electricity and rent, we have minus, bank have not minus, unpresented check. So very easy, Puta. So let's write down the unrealized check of Kumara, which is 4,000. Okay, unrealized check, if you want, I'll write here Kumara, that check of 4,000, and the unpresented check, the electricity and the rent, 1,000 and 7,000. So unpresented, the electricity and rent check 102, 103. How much is electricity? 1,000 and 7,000. Now when let's balance this, 1,000 plus 7,000, I have to add 8,000, and you know you minus anything in columns using a bracket, minus 4. So exactly we should get this 45,700. 41 7 plus 8, 49 7 minus 4, 45,700. So this is how we prepare bank reconciliation statement by analyzing what, Pute? The bank account and the bank statement. I hope you all got a better idea about how to prepare BERS if they have given the bank account and bank statement. So let me also explain you all then. This type of question, Puta, like we analyzed and found the difference. You might get some other questions like this, Puta, here. The question itself would analyze and give you, Puta. They will analyze and say these are the difference. Very simple. So what is the summary? We have to record omissions in adjusted bank account. We have to record unpresented unrealized check in bank reconciliation statement. Okay. So here look guys, let's try to answer this question. So what is the difference between the previous question and this question, Puta? In this question, they have done the analysis and find the difference and given. Previous question, we had to analyze and find the difference. Okay. So let me answer, look at the requirement. Prepare the adjusted bank account and prepare the bank reconciliation statement. Okay. So number 1, prepare the adjusted bank account, and the number 2 is prepare the bank, don't mind the handwriting, bank reconciliation statement. So it's very simple. For the O level again, A level api dan karna patta complex questions thiyena. Interesting if you understand. So O level is very easy, Buddha. So we adjust the balance that we had already prepared. Let's check whether the question has given. And as I said, we can have a plus or as a minus balance due to overdraft facility, right? So the balance of the bank account of Ranil's business was 25,000. So they never said it's plus or minus, means obviously we have to take it as a plus one, right? So what do we recall here? The balance as per bank account 25,000, right? Right. Now look, Then they are saying, but the bank statement and the same date showed a different balance. The reason for this difference as follows. So very simple compared to the previous question. In this question, Buddha, look, they have given you unrealized check 15,000. So you know where to record unrealized check. It is not what we miss, it is what the bank had missed because they have more time. So you know, once we complete adjusted bank account, we have to record this balance here. What do we call? The balance as per adjusted bank account. We have to add any presented check, we have to minus any unrealized checks, right? Then what do we get here, Buddha? The balance as per bank statement. So the first one is unrealized check 15,000. Because there's only one check, let me straight away record here, you minus unrealized check. Second, unpresented check 10,500, you have to add Putha. Look, easier than the previous one, no? Bank charges debited by bank. They are saying debited means, you know, bank has minus debited, we should credit. So we haven't recorded means we haven't minus credited. So let's credit 500 bank charges and standing order payment 5,000 omitted. So standing order payment means we have ordered the bank to pay. Our bank account with the business we haven't recorded. So 5,000 put a standing order payment. Standing order payment, right? I'm scribbling, but I'm saying whatever I'm writing. A customer has directly deposited in our bank account. We haven't recorded, so let's record direct deposit. Now the name is direct remittance 12,000. Finally, a check deposited 4,000. What's the deposited check we have added? Bank has cancelled that check. They are not going to add. So we have added, but bank has cancelled means we should minus the check. Amount is equal to 4,000. So 4,000 dishonored check. So look, we just completed in no time, Putha. Now let's first of all calculate our correct balance. So this will give me a total of 37,000. I have to minus 9,500, which will give me 27,500 carried down and brought down 27,500. What do we call this? This is the correct balance. Now we are going to compare 27,500. Normally in some sums they mention the bank statement balance. So once you complete this, you know you did it right. In this question they haven't mentioned the bank statement balance, right? So you have to add 10,500 Putha and you have to minus 15. So if you add 10,500, it will end up 38 minus 15, 23,000. So this is the answer for bank adjusted bank account and bank reconciliation statement, which is the answer for this question. Very simple. So in this tube, Putha, here look, you have again somewhat the sum we did at first. You have to find out the difference, right? However, let me take you all to a past paper question here, like 2019 O-level paper. So let me go with this here. What is the reason that does not become the cause for the difference between balance of? So they are asking, this is 2019 O-level paper. They are asking like what could be the reason, what could not be a reason for the difference. That means it shouldn't be any omission or time indifference. Just check. Let's check, guys. Number one is checks deposited but not having been credited. If we deposit, we debit, add. Bank has not credited means not added means unrealized check. It's a reason for the difference. It cannot be the answer. Second one, Putha, bank charges charged by the bank but not recorded in our bank account. Yes, no, Putha, bank has minus, we have not minus. It is a reason. It cannot be the answer. Third, check issued. So we minus and paid by the bank. So bank also bank paid. So bank also minus. That means it's a presented check. Reason is unpresented check, no. So third one cannot be a reason for the difference. And fourth one, they are talking about a direct deposit where the bank has added and we haven't added. So Puta, the answer is what? Third one. Okay, right. Next question, if you see part 2, look, this won't take much time. They are saying prepare the bank statement for the month. So I taught you all, right? I taught you all how would a bank statement normally would be. A bank statement, Puta, will be having columns. No, what are the three columns? So along with the date, they might be having another column. So normally in a bank statement, what are those columns, Puta? If you notice, this is the date column. No, here you can write date, here the details or description. So debit, which means minus, credit, which means plus, and the balance. So normally they are saying in this sum to prepare bank statement. So bank statement means, but why are they checking you this, in this paper? They have given deposits and deductions, very simple. Deposits all credit, deductions all debit, but Puta, you have to record in date order. So how to start this? They have given credit balance. You know credit balance means what? For the bank statement, credit means plus. So it's a plus balance. So you record the date, mention as brought forward, or you can call it as balance. How much? 11,000 rupees. Next, if you notice, you can't just write the in order, Puta. Go and check the date order. So this is the first one, the second. After that, all are after second date, so date second, right? Okay. There's a check there's a cash deposit. So you can write cash deposit or just the word cash. 20,000, Puta, you have to add. So you record 20 and update the balance. 11,000 plus 20, update the balance to 31. Next, you can't record the next deposit because this date is 4th. So then you will record here the 4th date. There is a check. You can't write the reason as wage and all. If you write, it's not an issue. We'll write the check number, check 352-301. We have issued a check for 10,000. So the balance should be 21,000. Next, Puta, if you notice the 5th, this one, there is a check deposit again. So we'll write check 758011, right, which is 22,000 you have to add. So it will end up 43,000 as the updated balance. Next, go in the order. This is the third one we recorded. Next, if you go in the order, we have like date is 15th. No, direct deposit, Puta, right? 15th, direct remittance, or we can call direct deposit. You have to add 15,000, 58,000. We are updating the balance after every transaction. Next, if you see it's 25, right, we are issuing a check for Tusita. You can write Tusita name also, or the check number 352302. You have to minus 20,000. So it will give you 38,000. And finally on 38, put a bank charges 3,000, 35,000. So this is known as what they ask you to prepare the bank statement. And Puta, what else they asking name an item from above information that is used to adjust the bank account. So in bank account, what is the adjustments? Omission. So what we normally miss, Puta, in this question you can see there is direct deposit where the bank adds and we normally miss, and the bank charges where bank minus and we normally miss. All now, why sir we can't write that check and all? Always a check is issued and deposited by the business, so we can't miss that. Other than, but direct deposit means someone outside has added, deposited, bank has added and we could have missed, right? So that is easy. If you see, Buddha, this 2018 O-level, what is a bank statement? A bank statement refers to a statement prepared by the bank recording all transactions with related to the business's bank current account. Very simple. Write to reason for the difference between the balance of bank account and the bank statement. Very simple. What is it? You can have standing order payment, direct deposit, unpresented check, unrealized check, bank charges, checkbook charges, dishonored checks. Very simple. 10th one puthe you can do in no time. Same thing like we did in previous question. Let us do this also putha then. Okay, මේකත් කරන්නම්කෝ, right? Now I think you have a very easy idea like how to do this. They are saying the debit balance of bank account. Bank account debit means plus was 16. It did not agree putha. So they have given 4 reasons. What is the requirement? Same thing. So you have to prepare this 2018 O-level 1. You have to prepare right. You have to prepare putha the adjusted bank account, and you have to prepare what? The bank reconciliation statement, right? If you are watching this, do it along with me itself. මාත් එක්ක මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ බල බල කරන්න මාර lazy, right? Okay, now A level මේකට වඩා complex, but this is easy, right? So you know we have to prepare this, and then we have to write the correct balance here. Balance as per adjusted bank account. You have to add any unpresented checks. You have to minus any unrealized checks, and what we get here, the balance as per bank statement. Okay, so let's see putha here in 2018 O level here they have given, right, the debit balance was 16,000. So balance as per the balance as per bank account 16,000. First reason, what have they given everyone? Their checks unrealized 5,000. So very simple, unrealized checks 5,000 minus. Next one, they have given bank charges not recorded 500. Easy, no? So to minus the bank charges 500. Next one, checks issued by unpresented check 8,000. No, may lazy unpresented check 8,000. Final reason is, what is it? Direct remittance received from the from debtors to the bank not recorded. So direct remittance or direct deposit 2,000. So direct deposit 2,000. So look, in no time it is also done. 18,000, 18. If you minus 500, 17,500 carried down putha, then brought down 17,500. This balance you record here 17,500. So you have to add 8 minus 5. So 20,500. So I hope it's very easy. You can do now both type of questions. Okay, right? What is it? You can do both type of questions. For example, if they give you the bank account and the cash bank statement, you have to analyze and find the difference putha. If they give you analyzing, it's going to be easy. So let us like even check this another one MCQ from 2017 O level. They are saying putha the balance of the bank account was 14,100. Balance of the bank statement was different, and these are the reasons. Now they are saying from the above, these are 3 reasons. What are the reasons? Unrealized check, direct deposit, and standing order payment. From the above, which caused the increase in balance in the bank account than the balance in the bank statement. What do they mean? Apay balance, bank account, why it is more than bank statement means we haven't minused or bank haven't added. Is it clear? So let's see. A, unrealized check means what putha? We added, bank did not add. So our balance is more. That could be an answer. Direct remittance, bank added, we did not add, our balance should be less. So that cannot be an answer. Insurance payment on standing order putha, bank has minus, we haven't minus. So our balance is again more. Answer is A and C only. Then they are saying the adjusted bank balance is what? Adjusted means, now look, ours was 14,100, right? We had to adjust what? First one goes for BRS. Direct remittance is 2,500. We have to add insurance 3,005. We have to minus. So if you calculate with a 14,1 and 25, 16,600, 16,600. If you minus 3,500, 16,100 is the sorry, direct remittance 2005 you have to add, and you have to minus 3500. 16,600, answer is 13,100, right? 13,100 is the answer, right? So carried down 13,1, brought down 13,1. So guys, I hope even look 2015 you have to analyze and do. Please complete all the questions. I hope this was helpful. Join the WhatsApp committee also, and I'll be also having like a seminar session on 5th. I will be doing a full paper. Students will be doing a paper. After that, I'll be discussing the key areas, right? Okay, then see you all. Have a good night, right? Okay.